Hello everyone, this is Dr. Iqra Ali, your O-level and A-level biology instructor, and we are proud to announce that we are starting 1 minute biology series. So either you belong to the O-level, IGCSE, A-level, you just need to mention your paper code and the learning objective in which you are struggling right now, and let us make the biology easier for you. So today our topic is from AS Biology 9700, and it is about cell signaling. And let's see how the cell they connect with each other, they transfer their signals, and let's make it easier for you. So here we go. So today's our topic is cell signaling, and in this topic we are going to see that how the cells they transfer their signal from one cell to another, and how they connect to each other, and how the response is generated in each cell. For example, if one cell has to send the signal to another cell, so how it's going to send that signal. So basically, if you ask, they are going to send signal through cell signaling, and the cell signaling for me it consists of two things, that is signal transduction and the signal amplification. So you know that in the cell surface membrane we have certain receptor present. And cell signal can be transferred through a chemical, that could be a hormone as well. So we call that chemical which is going to take the signal as the ligand. So the chemical that is going to take the signal, we call it as a ligand, and a hormone could be a ligand as well. For example, if I have a ligand over here, this is the ligand. It's too big. Let's make it small. I'm sorry. So for example, I have a ligand over here like this. So in the cell surface membrane, if you're talking about the cell surface membrane, we have one receptor which is complementary in shape to the ligand, and with the receptor we have some G protein, and along with the receptor we have some of the inactive enzymes present over here. Now with this one is the receptor, it is a receptor. This is the G protein. This is an inactive enzyme. So what happens that this ligand, which is in the complementary shape of the receptor, it will bind to its own receptor and will generate a stimulus. That stimulus will cause this G protein to move and to bind with the inactive enzyme. Now, in the first step, the ligand binds to the receptor. In the second step, if you see here, the G protein molecule, it binds to the inactive enzyme, and it causes an inactive enzyme to be active. So now when this enzyme is activated, so this activated enzyme is going to release the secondary messengers into the cell using ATP. And the second messenger, it could be cyclic AMP, which you have studied. Now, the second messenger, it is going to cause a cascade of reaction. What is a cascade of reaction? That it is going to convert inactive enzyme into the active enzyme. Then that active enzyme is going to convert another inactive enzyme to the active enzyme, and the reaction it goes on, and the activation it goes on. So we call it as that it begins a cascade of reaction. Now, why it begins a cascade of reaction? Because it amplifies the signal in that way, and the signal is that much amplified that it goes to the target within the cell. It reaches the target within cell, and it is going to hit the target within the cell so that a response can be generated. So the target within cell, and it can generate a response within the cell. The response could be anything. For example, opening of any receptor, carrying out the secretions, inhibiting the secretions. So it could be any response that is going to be carried within the cell. So this is how the cell signaling occurs. So in the first step that you have seen, beta. So here it is the ligand, it binds to the receptor. Once it binds to its complementary receptor, it causes the G protein to activate the enzyme. Once the G protein activates the enzyme, the active enzyme releases the secondary messenger. These secondary messengers are released, so they carry out the cascade of reactions. Once they begin a cascade reaction, so it amplifies the signal, and that signal reaches to the target within the cell. Once it reaches the target within the cell, so it generates a response within the cell. That is the cell signaling. Hope you learned from it. Take care. Allah Hafiz.